Hello and welcome back to Calvin's Garage. Today we are working on the 1952 Rio M35 2.5 ton military truck. As you can see here, we were able to get it backed into the garage, and we are going to be replacing the cylinder head and the head gasket and all of the stuff that goes along with that. Now, Calvin, you might be saying, I thought you already replaced the head gasket. Well, the old saying goes, we do it nice because we do it twice. So we repaired the cylinder head because we found the cylinder head had a crack in it and we wouldn't be able to get a new one ordered. So we had the head repaired and machined, and we put it back on with the new head gasket, and something still wasn't right. It seemed to idle fine, which was good, but it was running low on power, especially when you were trying to climb a hill, and something's just still not sounding right with it. So we figured that we may as well order the head once we were able to find one. We ordered it, and it's coming in this week, and we will be replacing the head. When we do take this head off, we will be looking at it and seeing if we can figure out what's wrong with it, figure out if we can repair it, because these cylinder heads are getting harder and harder to find. So if it's possible to repair this one, it's good to have a spare. But we're going to replace the head, do some other stuff, and hopefully this thing will be running right. So we've got all the tools that we're going to need for this job. They're mostly all down here. There's still some more up at the house that I need to bring down. But we've got the ladder to get up onto the truck a lot easier. We've got various work lights so that we can actually see what we're doing. We've got our engine crane, which we're going to use to lift the cylinder head off of the truck, put the new one on. Over here I got some new toolboxes that kind of stack up and roll around, and inside them I have all the tools that we'll need. Mostly what we'll need are wrenches and sockets, so I have those here, have some various other tools that we'll need along the way, some air tools, and then we got all of our supplies in here. We've got some more parts up the house, and like I said, the cylinder head is coming on a truck in the next couple days, and we are hoping to get this done. There's a few things that we can start to do today. So first thing I'm going to do is disconnect the air filter from the carburetor. Okay, instead of dealing with the band clamp here, I decided to just take the whole hose off. Now, remember, this time we need to actually take this apart here and replace the gasket in there, because that's bad. I didn't do that the first time, and then the gasket blew when I went to start it in November. Okay, maybe, just maybe, I need a better socket organizer. So, I'm pretty sure you've seen how my other sockets are organized, but that tool set is in Texas, so I did some work to organize my tool set here, but I don't have a lot of the same organizers as I do in Texas, so this is how we're working. Now, one tip that I suggest you do is you take the nut that you just took off, and if you can, put it on where it belongs. You don't need to thread it all the way, just enough so that you know that it's not coming off. So the next thing I'm going to do is get this air line out of my way. Now, with these pipe fittings, it's always good to use one of these wrenches that grabs it a little bit better. And so I'm just going to keep doing that. It's easier when I'm not looking through a camera, but I'm just going to do that there, and then same on the other side, and it's also the same method that I'll use to get all of these fittings off. So I'll just do all that off camera, and we'll skip to when I'm taking the carburetor. Just a bit of a safety tip for you. Maybe don't disconnect the fuel line from the carburetor when the engine's hot and the carburetor is full of fuel, both of which happen when you run the truck. So yeah, that could have been bad, but luckily I realized in time and was able to stop what I was doing, retighten that line, and soak up the extra fuel. But yeah, it's generally not a good idea to mix heat and gasoline. In that case, I am not going to be taking the carburetor off today. So we are just about to take the choke cable off, and we got a little screwdriver that we are going to use to loosen that up. We're going to bend the end of the cable. Might have been better if I had grabbed some pliers and had both hands, but yeah, what can you do? And then we need to loosen this piece right here. So there's another screw that basically just holds the choke cable in the right place so that it can actuate the choke. And the engine probably isn't that hot, but I'm just very sensitive to hot temperatures. So, okay, I'm gonna use both hands, get that undone, get the choke cable off, and then I'm done for the night. So, one last thing I wanted to mention. So I had that bend in the choke cable, and I always make sure when I take a cable off to put that bend back in it or some kind of mark. That way I know exactly where the choke cable was hooked in. That helps it so that I don't have to fiddle with adjusting the choke cable when the truck won't start later. So I know exactly where that attached right in there, and so I can put it back right there when I go to put the truck together, and then it's in the right spot and it's adjusted and I don't have to deal with it.